Guys, it's time to make fun of Stellar Blade again. Yep. So, Stellar Blade is a game that exists. So, if you've been living under a rock, Stellar Blade is a game that came out last year for the PS5. And everyone was talking about how Stellar Blade was gonna break records because the girl was sexy. Well, guess what? They were talking about how Stellar Blade was gonna light the world. It's gonna sell 4 bajillion copies. There's gonna be, mod support that's gonna keep the game alive for like 5 years. And Stellar Blade is gonna have, 1 quadrillion players. But this is quite embarrassing. Yep. Quite embarrassing for a game that the SWGs. Stellar Blade is kind of like, kind of like us Nintendo fans. We have, Mario Odyssey. We have, that's basically Stellar Blade, the Mario Odyssey. Okay, it's the magnum opus. The game you're not allowed to criticize. Okay, there are games you're not allowed to criticize online. Okay, that you will have significant backlash if you say anything bad about them. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. Not really much Tears of the Kingdom, but Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, okay, as well. Okay, Rocket League is one of them. Okay, you're not allowed to criticize Rocket League. I'm not saying Stellar Blade and all these other men about Stellar Blade. I'm not talking about Stellar Blade as a game itself. I'm talking about Stellar Blade and its fandom. Okay, as well. Okay, they really thought that this game would sell 1 quadrillion copies. It would be fighting with Minecraft for the #1 game of all time as well. And Stellar Blade would save gaming forever. Okay? Well, reality is stranger than the truth. Okay? And it's stranger than what the truth that the SWGs really believe in. That Stellar Blade is not a successful game. It's not a successful game that like these people think it is. Yes, probably for an indie game, yes, it has done pretty well because guess what? Stellar Blade is made by an indie studio. Okay, but the sand still sift. Okay, the sand has still been the dust has still been settled. Stellar Blade has sold less copies than games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, which has sold 5 million copies. Meanwhile, Stellar Blade has still like a 2 to 3 million copies sold. Okay, no game has dropped as fast as Stellar Blade. Okay, no game has dropped as fast as Stellar Blade. And that's what they promised. They said that this game would have mod support. And usually games with massive mod support usually stay alive for a while. Games like Garry's Mod and Skyrim still have over 10,000 players despite being over a decade old. Minecraft has tons of mod support. It is still one of the most played games of all time. Okay, but Stellar Blade is now falling below 20,000 24-hour peak. It seems that almost no one is really interested in Stellar Blade. That the vast majority of people have dropped the game all entirely. Currently, as of now, okay, I know everybody likes to make fun of Overwatch being a dead game. Stellar Blade, okay, the magnum opus of SWGs, has lost 94% of its player base as of 44 minutes ago. Okay, even let's say including the 24 hours, that's still around 80%, 87% of its player base lost from 140,000 all-time peak. Okay, and Stellar Blade, or even screens of the game having 200,000 players. Okay, or near that. So that's around a 92% drop. Same thing with Mecha Break, same thing with Wu-Tang, same thing with all these games that they keep promoting because the character has a big pair of boobs. Okay, this is just the problem with modern gaming. Okay, I don't care if a character has a big pair of boobs. Okay, I really don't give a shit. But if the whole reason you're selling the game, you're promoting the game, is because the characters are sexy, well, you've lost me at this point, okay? I'm not interested in your game anymore, okay? I don't care about Mecha Break. I don't care about the First Descendant. Heck, I'm openly making fun of them and mocking these people who continue to promote this game like it's the next Mario Odyssey, okay? These SWGs were seriously this upset because Stellar Blade wasn't nominated for any awards at the Game Awards. Like Stellar Blade was like Mario Odyssey or Ocarina of Time or GTA 5. Games that have universal acclaim, when it's just Stellar Blade, just another, generic sci-fi action game that will be forgotten within 2 years. Okay, same thing with The First Descendant. Okay, The First Descendant is a game that was promoted by all these SWGs with hundreds of thousands of followers, by the way. Some of these SWGs have hundreds of thousands of followers. Yet their games just can't seem to do well. And I think that's the whole reason why these games get so many players on Steam, is because some of these SWGs have a large amount of influence in the gaming industry. But more times than not, these games are dropped more than any other game as well. Okay? Like, yes, it is not as dropped as most of games like Dragon Age of Valgard, a game that the vast majority of people have forgotten about because the game had a terrible story. But Dragon Age is not a very popular IP to begin with, so yeah, okay. But Stellar Blade is basically compared to games like Mario Odyssey, GTA 5, Ocarina of Time, Minecraft as one of the greatest games ever published to online. Okay, as well. Okay, I know 4chan loves to whine about how Nintendo shaped online discourse. Nintendo fans are shaping online discourse to make these games seem more important than they really are. Games like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, games like Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, Yoshi's Story, and heck, even the GameCube era of Nintendo can be seen at this point as well as that way. But the SWGs are making out like The First Descendant saved FPS games. Meanwhile, The First Descendant is being crowned on by Battlefield 5, which was basically crowned on by all gamers all over the place for featuring a British woman with a prosthetic leg in the game. Meanwhile, Stellar Blade is about a little robot that, does robot stuff. I saw very few clips of Stellar Blade as well. Apparently, Stellar Blade has a good story, but the problem is we don't hear anything about what the story of Stellar Blade or the characters or the plot of the game, because all they talk about is how sexy the character is. And I think that's the whole problem, and that's why Stellar Blade has lost 94% of its player base as well. Okay, a game that was supposed to have peak modding support, well, the developers allowed you to do whatever you want to the game. Oh, no one's playing the game. Too bad. Less than 7,000 players for Stellar Blade as well. Okay, absolutely embarrassing as well. Okay, absolutely embarrassing for Sony and PlayStation, because they really thought that this game was sort of would fly off the shelves and would sell 8 million copies. Okay, Stellar Blade hasn't even passed 5 million copies yet. Okay, I won't be surprised tomorrow later today, because we're recording at 1 in the morning, that we see Stellar Blade for Nintendo Switch 2, and we see the same exact fucking story that the game. Oh, the game has 400,000 copies first week. Oh, 20,000 second week. But we're told that Stellar Blade is the greatest game of all time. Please believe us. I'm surprised they ever released it on Xbox as well, considering the fact that, it would sell, that they want, that, you would want to make as much money as possible as well. But yeah, that's what this video here. Goodbye.